take a look at this cup. Look closer. Did you notice anything about this cup? The Porsche logo is perfectly centered with the rest of the cup. Well, Adam, of course it is. It would look very bad if it was not. I know, just look at this key. The logo's centered. Now look at this candle. The text is perfectly centered top and bottom, left and right, and they did this on purpose. You might be very confused right now. I'm just stating the obvious. It would look so terrible if it was not centered, right? Stay with me. Look at my living room. It looks nice, right? Your brain thinks this looks nice. But your brain is not thinking that it looks nice because of the subtle red accents I purposefully placed. Maroon up top, dark red on the bottom, light red on the flowers. The point is, your brain is pleased by what it just saw. And I'm not an interior designer. I was able to decorate this entire apartment because I'm good at making creatives. And this might sound so stupid. Just let me explain. Hello. If you watched the first 30 seconds of the video, you were probably itching to tear me apart in a comment about how stupid that was. Adam, of course it's centered. Why would it not be centered? Everything's centered. And to that I say, you're catching on. So if that's so obvious, why do your ads look like this? Why do your static ads look like this? Why, when I look at the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of static ads from people that I work with, they look pretty poor. They ignore basic formatting rules. They'll put text on the photo and put it a little bit to the right. But when it's about something else, a Porsche cup, a candle, they're like, yeah, that's obvious. If it's so obvious, then why are you not doing it? And the answer to that a lot of the time is because it's a big company, and just because it's a big company does not mean that you get to ignore basic formatting rules. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to take basic photos like this and turn them into super premium graphic designer level static ads and the psychology behind what makes a static ad good and what makes it not good. We're going to be fixing this ad and many more. Even some of your favorite e-com creators, like Brez here, no hate to Brez, are making static ads that can be improved, like this one he made in a video. We got to spell caffeine right. Step one in making a good ad, an ad that converts, is spelling caffeine right. I made this with AI, so I went ahead and did a rough recreation of it right here. So I guesstimated the font in the picture, but just immediately you look at this ad, and we even included the spelling error here. You look at this ad, and you wonder, is this the best that we can do? Is this really, as either people like me or him, creators that are already doing quite well for themselves, that are doing this full time, is this the best that we can do? Or even for people like you guys who might be looking to make better static ads, is this the best we can do? And a lot of the times the answer is no. And you know that, but what you do not know is that the other side, making an ad much better than this, is not very hard to do. You take this photo, put it into Gemini, give it a half decent prompt, get a shot like this, copy this image, paste it down here, center it quite nice, just like this. Give some top and bottom room to breathe, because that's kind of basic graphic design. You don't want to smother the bottom and you don't want to smother the top. Just like the Porsche cup, we center it. A lot of people would put it here or here and extend this outwards. Porsche cup. Remember the Porsche cup. Remember the Porsche cup. If it's so obvious, why don't you do it? We center it perfectly here. We use magic erase to get rid of the Gemini logo. Give it about 2 seconds to do that. It'll get rid of it just fine. And then we magic expand the top and bottom, like so. Give it one moment. It should do a pretty good job. Just like that. Absolutely beautiful. Quality has to come back. And then we make a duplicate, remove the background of the duplicate, because one other fundamental graphic design error I see in this photo, and that's in the original photo as well, the original ad that he made, is that the background color contrasts too heavily. One issue this photo has is that the text is black on black. This takes away from the product. And the product, another graphic design rule for you guys, the product is the anchor of the ad. Let me, my webcam's kind of lagging out here because I have low light compensation turned on. Let me turn it off. Okay, should be good now. The product, the visual is the anchor of the ad, the anchor. But look at the contrast. This is not anchor-worthy contrast, and we understand that now. So what we do is we make a duplicate just like this, an exact duplicate of the product. We put it right back over the top, go to the background color. We're going to go ahead and we have two options. We can either darken it heavily, or we can make it a lot brighter. Well, I'm going to make it a whole lot brighter. We don't want these lines to be too pronounced, so we're going to do it in a very careful way. Increase the shadows, put the brightness up. Make sure it's a true black and white. Increase the whites a bit. just a little bit. Then we're going to add a little light effect right here, right in the center. Decrease the opacity. Put it behind the layer. So this is even more pronounced. Okay, now we have the contrasting issue fixed. Let's take our exact text, and I'm not going to comment on this copy. It's not great. The copy is not great, but I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to paste all the copy over. Let's paste all this over. Paste this here, down there. Paste this here. Okay, cool. Now we have this. It's already looking much better, as you can see. Quite a big difference. And then we also understand that lines of text that fall off or waterfall off like this, a huge line of text up here with a lot of space on either side is not very appealing to the eye. So we have two options. Either have a triple line here, which in my opinion doesn't look great, or you drag it out so that it's all one line of text. Let me do this. Can definitely make this a bit smaller. And just like this, make it a bit smaller. This already looks a bit more pleasing to the eye, easier to read. Left to right, obviously, but when your eyes don't have to go down, which I know is a small change, but it's a big difference when it comes to psychology. Psychology is small traits that add up, one big feeling. This already looks better. Obviously, we're not going to do this. Again, not going to give it no room to breathe on either side. Don't do this. It's such a small change, but look at the difference. Look at the way your brain perceives this compared to like this. Right? It's quite good. And again, don't do this. Porsche cup. Do not do this. Center it. Anchor everything down the middle. If it's so obvious, then do it. Very cool. Now, again, centering, it's not just left and right. Think of the candle, up and down, left and right. We have this Black Friday sale anchored right at the top. Anchored. Done. Right there. Cool. Well, now this line of text all of a sudden has found its way in between two elements. This text element and this visual element. So don't do this. Don't do this. We have to anchor it as best we can in the middle. And there's no real way to get it perfect, but one trick you guys can do is make a duplicate line of text, align it perfectly with the edge of this, and now we should have a point here, 76, 76. That's how you do it. Nobody else on YouTube is ever going to show you that. You're never going to see that ever again. That is the one time this tip will be shared. You'll never see that ever again because nobody's thought of it. All right, done. This is anchored perfectly. Candle, left to right, up, down. Candle analogy. That's why I showed you guys the candle. See, it's all making sense. This looks nice. However, in my opinion, this is a bit bare, is it not? I like this. I like this little line of text. I don't really like underlined text. Not really looking good italicized. I like the font. Poppins is a great font. I think that's what he used in his ad. But this is just a bit repetitive. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little pill. Just a little pill. You might be thinking, Adam, why are you adding a pill? We're adding a pill. We're going to add a pill underneath this text. And the pill's too small, so a lot of people will just make it bigger. No, now it's too fat, up and down. So how do you fix that? Whatever do I do? Make a couple duplicates, and now you have a bigger pill. Check that out. Really, really neat. Go ahead and group these. Control G. We have a group now. All right. Very neat. Make sure it's the same on either side. Don't do this. If you do this and you leave a hate comment about the Porsche Cup intro, your hate comment's not valid. Center it perfectly. Porsche Cup. Looks nice, right? Almost. Got to change the color of this pill right here. So we're going to ungroup it so we can change the color. Ungroup. Now we come down to what color do we make it? We got options. Let's check this image out. Black, gray, and then this weird grapefruit color we could experiment with, maybe. And green, of course, is a good accent color. Good call on this text color, which we could change. But I'm just going to try the obvious. I'm going to do like a very deep gray. So like this. Go ahead and copy the color code. Put it here. We can just do that. Or, wrong color. Color code. Nice. So we have this. Little detail. Cool difference. I'm also going to try a shade of this green because we do have green in our color wheel. We can work with green. So what if we do a very pale dark green, like this color code. We're allowed to use this color because there is green in the image. This looks pretty good. I'm going to leave it like this for now. Now, this line of text I don't think needs much changing at all. Awesome graphic tip right now. If your image does not have dark, deep black or bright, clear white in it, do not use white or black text. And you might be thinking, Adam, what do you mean? What do I use then? Trust me, this is just a small detail. So look at this. This is white text. There is no white in this photo, but there is gray. So we make this white text just the slightest bit gray. And I promise you, it is the biggest difference. It makes the biggest difference. It really does. Same thing here. And of course, we're going to fix this spelling error. Got to make sure we spell our words correctly, or else how can anybody trust us? This is, I believe, the proper spelling of caffeine. I can double check that. Don't want to embarrass myself on YouTube, but I'm 99.999% sure that is correct. Yep. All right. Very cool. And this right here can be improved as well. I must have clicked a circle hotkey because I do not remember putting that there at all. So how do we fix this? Natural caffeine. Well, there's no way to anchor this in the middle. No way to anchor this in the middle. The bottom is very difficult to anchor because this visual takes up a lot of bottom space, which is fine. So we're going to switch up the anchoring to left and right on the bottom. I'm going to left align this natural caffeine on the side here. Really cool. Now, there's no reason to have this small. We have all the space to work with, but there's no reason to have it this big. We don't want to have it this close to the hand. So we need to find a nice spatial medium right here. Very cool. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to experiment by taking this pill, making it really, really big, and then putting it, like right here, dragging it behind everything, like this, and then just mess with the size, see what I can do. Creating this cool little effect here. And I might actually end up copying the color scheme here. Let's change the pill a bit more. Is it this one right here? Okay. All right. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Natural caffeine. Looking nice. And this button right here, a couple changes to make. So again, look at this waterfall. It is just long line of text, tiny line of text. Let's make this like this. This is a bit better. It's still a little bit off, but it's doable. It's not one word on the bottom. There's no reason to have this small. We can make it a lot bigger. Let's get rid of this. It's kind of ugly. Let's give it a legit button here. So a legit button. Again, I think I'm just going to work with the pill. I love this pill shape. Where to copy? There we go. All right. I think I should be able to do it with one. I might have to make like a... You can't really stack the pills here. Let me do this. Oh yeah, this fits perfectly. Again, make sure it's centered. Go ahead and mess with the sizing here. I don't want it too close to this. It won't look good at all. Mess with the sizing. Move it to the side here. We could do it like this. Looks quite good. We have options though. We could always right align the text and then create another little mini like pill button thing here. I think this is the only real way to show that. So this could be I don't really like, it's just the text for a limited time. What can we do here? Okay. This is a bit more of an even shape. Oh, we have a triangle here, which could be super promising. Drag this in a bit. Nah. I'll just keep it as a rectangle. Rectangle, drag this out. Looks quite cool, but I think I'm going to keep it with its own little button here. Looks quite nice. So we're switching up the colors. Let me make this like a grayish color. Make it like very similar to the heading there. Cool. And then some very quick editing on the actual product photo. We can make it look so much better with some quick edits. Let's make the colors. So increasing the highlights increases the whites. Lowering it, look at the green. Makes the green a lot more prominent, but lowers the highlights. So we're going to have to do that. Increase the vibrance a bit. If you increase vibrance too much, skin looks weird. Like, product looks great, skin looks weird. So just a bit before the skin starts getting too like red. And you have to ask yourself, scrolling back up to this first one makes me laugh. You have to ask yourself, which one would you click on? Seriously. I mean, seriously. You know what I mean? So this is revision number 1. Please look at the differences. They're very subtle, but yet they make a huge difference. And this is not messing with the copy. I'm not messing with anything. I'm just fixing some visual elements, read my prompt, please. Pause the video, read it. Super simple, right? All right, revision number 2. Let's take this ad that I made that looks very on par with a lot of beginner static ads that I'll see, and let's make it something really good. Again, I'm not going to pay too much attention to the copy here, but as a lot of you may know, ugly ads with good copy perform better than pretty ads with bad copy. Ugly ads do perform, not because they're ugly, but because a lot of times the copy is on point. So ignoring the copy, focusing purely on the aesthetics for now, we're just going to take these 2 lines of text, and I'm also going to add a call to action, and we're going to redo this visual. So this is some AliExpress photos for this random product. It's a super weighted hoodie, and I'm going to look up model wearing hoodie. I'm on Pinterest right now, and I'm going to use some of these images as inspiration. So when I'm looking for images to use as a visual for a static ad, it's extremely important that I look for images that have space. What do I mean by that? Let's look at this one. This is a bad image to use as for a static ad because there's no space. Look, there's some on the left and right, but there's really not a lot of space. We need space to work with, or else we're going to sit here working with the magic expander and this and that and the other, which we're probably going to have to do anyways. This just makes our job a bit easier. We need space. We're looking for a reference photo. This is a really cool photo, and I'm probably going to use it because look at all the space. Space up top for some copy, space on bottom for a call to action. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this in a Gemini, and I'm going to say, make this hoodie a full-size hoodie instead of cropped. I'm going to give it 1 command at a time. We're going to hope it does me a very good job here. I'm going to hope that it does a good job because it can be very kind of on and off. But that pre-workout photo was first try. So it is hopefully in a good mood, maybe. And then I'm going to get it to change the color of the hoodie to our applicable gray. I'm going to do gray over blue because I like neutral colors. And all right, nice. This is great. I'm going to say, now make the hoodie gray. And then we're going to change the person to a different person because I don't feel comfortable using the exact person that, what is this brand? Shout out Garage Ultra Fleece Hoodie uses in their hood, in their photo. I just don't feel comfortable with it. So we're going to be changing the face as well. And then we're going to have a very good spatial visual. Cool. Now I'm going to say, now change the girl's face, make her a different person. And if you want to get really in depth on the copy of static ads, how to make them good, how to walk people down your funnel from top of funnel, middle of funnel ads, the difference between the two, what they look like, I have a video for that as well. It was like 3 videos ago or something. My last static ad video, go watch it after this one. But this one's super in depth on how to actually make them pretty. This one's just that last one is copy-wise. Like what kind of copy to write, how to write it, what kinds of visuals to use. All right, cool. This is a really, really nice picture. So immediately, I'm just going to go ahead and copy this so we can see the before and after. Let's delete this. New visual, tons of space top and bottom, so much room to work with. This is so beautiful. As a graphic designer, I don't consider myself a graphic designer. I wanted to be one, but I did e-com instead. I cannot say I regret it. I'm going to go ahead and give myself some space. And I'm going to delete this for now. Let's just work on the visual. So again, we're going to isolate the subject from the background. Boom, drop that into place. And let's do some very simple background editing. So I already like the way this background looks. I don't want to change it too much, but I will make slight changes just in the highlights. Maybe make the top a bit darker. I'm really not going to tweak it much. The person I will tweak a bit. If you make the person too bright, you can see behind it's going to mess with that. So I don't want to make them too bright, but I do want to make them a little bit brighter, increase the darks. I want to keep that studio look, so we're not going to edit it too crazy. I want to see get rid of the brightness. This photo just generally does not need a lot of editing. It's a gray hoodie, so I'm not going to increase the vibrance. I might actually decrease it to enhance the charcoal look of the hoodie. Now we do have this really annoying kind of outline here, which I'm going to attempt to get rid of. This is kind of like the method I'm about to do. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. But we're going to go to the original. Go to Magic Eraser. Did we go to the original? Does not seem like it. Gonna go to the magic eraser here. And I'm going to magic erase the whole front line of the hoodie, and I'm gonna hope it replaces it with background color and not hoodie slop. Okay, that could be good. All right, it got rid of it a little bit. I want a little more to be gone. Honestly, I don't even think that's the... I think that's just how the image looks, so I'm not gonna touch it much. But, let's do that. I might make it darker, honestly. I don't know what would look best. Maybe like that. This looks quite good. Let me make this white. All right, looking quite good. And I kind of want to... This photo's a little low quality, is it not? I kind of want to run it through an upscaler, but I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm going to rock with it for now. Maybe even honestly add... What if I... New idea. What if I get really creative? No, not what I was looking for. How hard is it to give me some grain? There we go. What if I roll with this vintage grain look and I actually play into it? What if I genuinely... Let me do this. Because these are too big. What if I genuinely roll with this grain look? 47. This could be a pretty decent look. Maybe once I have texture, it'll look a bit better. I'm not a huge fan of it right now, but let's see. So I'm gonna make this all caps. Change it to Poppins, bold it. Boom. Use our space at the top. Right here. And then I'm going to layer the grain over this and see how we're looking. This looks pretty sick. I think I can find a better grain element. Honestly, this one does not, just does not look too ideal. This is good, but it's so, this could be good. I could just layer it over the rest. There we go. Yeah. This is a nice grain look right here. Gives me like a vintage vibes a bit. Maybe I can even edit the visual a little bit to give. So in vintage pictures, typically skin is a little more saturated. Let's just edit her face to make it look a little more vintage, and I want it to be browner. Just a little bit. That's how vintage pictures tend to look. Kind of like, gotta get it perfect. Like that. You know what I mean? Then we could do like, gotta lock in. That's beautiful. Look at that. Nice. All right. Looking good. And I do think the saturation helps a lot. Ooh, this could look good. We could do a left align here. Oh man, this looks nice. And then, yep, we go ahead and take this here. And we drop this behind the original. And then you know the rule, if the image has no white in it, which this one does not, we're not going to use white. Even if it's just a slight off-white gray color. We got to use a little something else. We have a couple options. We could do like skin brown. A very light skin brown like this, which I don't think looks the best. Or we could go with a gray, which I'm liking quite a bit. Like this. And I'm going to go ahead and decrease the grain a little bit. Let's go from 47 to like 30. It's a little bit overwhelming. So 30. This is 15, and 15 is fine. Okay. Is this... Let me move this down a bit. It's just on our face a little bit too much. Okay, nice. Your new favorite hoodie. And then I'm going to take the text quickly. Favorite. Italicize that. I think that will look quite nice. All right, and then we have a couple options. We need to portray 5 times as heavy as a typical hoodie here. Let me go ahead, Poppins, bold, all all caps it. We have options. We could either put it down here or we could put it up here. And I'm thinking we put it here. But of course, another graphic rule, this is left aligned. We're going to diagonal, going to right align this, like so. Make this as big as we can get it without overwhelming all corners. Do not do this. Give it room to breathe. But when you give it room to breathe, check it out. It overlaps her. So make it a nice size. Maybe about right here. And I have an idea. Make it a nice size. And then check this out. So we're going to go ahead and color match this, but we immediately run into an issue. Does anybody know what that issue is? The issue is that the color of the background changes. The color of the background changes. This is dark, this is light. This is dark, therefore the text is light. This is light, therefore the text must be dark. So we'll make it darker. Very simple, right? And immediately looking much better. You can see the grain effect a little bit less, but no big deal. Looks good. All right, 5 times as heavy as a typical hoodie. Now we're going to change a couple things. I am going to bring in the line spacing of this bottom line of text. Why did I make it a bullet point? I misclicked. Line spacing, going to draw it in a bit. This will allow us to make it a little bit bigger. And I'm keeping this 5. You may have caught this. I'm keeping this 5 overlapping in the shadow just a tiny bit because I'm going to add the tiniest detail that might just set this out apart from the rest. All right, we have this pretty well done. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this 5 underneath the original layer. But you might notice it's still not going underneath this shadow because I don't want it to. This is a shadow. The 5 should be shadowed. So we're going to attempt something pretty cool here. I'm going to look up shadow and just find a very simple shadow effect. Right here. Pretty simple. And this will go over the 5. Right? So this will go like right here. Just kind of accentuate the shadow on her arm. But of course, it looks off because, as you can see, it's not underneath her. So we're going to sandwich it between the two, move it around a bit, maybe rotate it, maybe just get this part. We'll mess with this at the top here in a minute, but just mess with this part. And we're going to give this whole section a bit more shadow. Let's approach from this angle than it had before. So like we'll do this. And then rotate it a bit more. See if we can get a nice effect here. All right. Now that 5 is looking a bit more in the shadows, I guess you could say. And it's just a small detail that makes a pretty big difference. So we have this and this. This already looks like a super, like this looks like something you see on like Vogue. Like check this out. It looks very nice. And you could always make edits. You know, if you say, I don't like the retro face look, you could make her face look back to normal. Like if we were to reset this element here. Oops, did not mean to click that. I'm misclicking a lot today. You could have this, sure, but I just like the little facial effect like that. Or if you're not a fan of the shadow, that's totally fine. You could take this shadow, take the line of text and just move it out of the way. Just have it be its own little thing down here, which if you prefer, I don't blame you. Definitely different opinions. But again, this is the same, and you saw I didn't make very complex changes. Same ad, same messaging, different visuals, not too difficult. And I know I sit here and I micromanage a lot of the editing, but you can do it very quickly. So like, for example, let's just make another page. I'll go back to Pinterest and I won't do a lot of talking. I just want you guys to kind of just watch for a second. Just watch. You can put it on like 1.5x speed if you want to, but check this out. So we are changing this hoodie color, but this is already a very good image. We're going to do a lot of top text here. There's a lot of space up top. I'm going to add even more with the magic expander. You'll kind of see what I mean in a second. Making her a different person, of course. Refining facial altercation. If you guys don't already have Nano Banana Pro, get it. Get it. It's really good. It is really, really good. All right, I'm going to say this looks like an older person a little bit. It just like aged her, which is weird. Like gave her skin damage on the cheeks. Give her more makeup. Okay, yeah, new chat. See if we can get it first time this time. I'm just gonna move this text around, change some colors, and we'll have an ad done. Because I know there'll probably be comments on this video saying like, well, this takes forever, and you could just do it the way, like, I think Brez in his video, he used the Canva AI, which is efficient, but not really. You need to make edits afterwards. And even like edits can't save this, so you need to redo the visual and everything. Just make it like this, right? But there we go. There we go. It looks very nice. All right, put the picture in here. I want more top space, so I'm going to put her like, I'm going to make her bigger while cropping the bottom like that. And then I'm going to use the magic expand tool to just get the whole thing. I might get rid of the background. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. You will have to see. Oh, wow. This did a horrible job. I'm going to try something real quick. It might mess it up with their hair, but if I were to do this and then just make this like a random, just like green. This might not be bad. Let me try this out. All right, check this out. So background color obviously is going to want to be some sort of light neutral color, like gray probably, right? Like this. So we're going to make the background gray. Why is this still white? Let's get rid of that. So we're going to make the background gray. But another tip for you guys for graphic design, never use a solid background color. Never. And whether you want to remedy that by using grain like this or something else is completely up to you. This is nice grain. Why couldn't I have got that for the other ad? This is like the best grain texture I've seen. All right, looks good. Whether you want to use grain, and I'm not trying to make this like a grainy picture. This is just background texture. So we're putting her in front of it. And of course, let's change the opacity a bit because this is a lot of grain. But just, you know, like some like popcorn ceiling. You know what I mean? Like ceilings that look like they have like popcorn. Hope you know what I'm talking about. Just make it look like that. Like some sort of texture in the background makes the ad look a lot better. So we're just going to mess with some stuff here. This background color. Maybe make it a... I don't really want to go more gray. I want to keep it like this. And then another cool thing I like to do, I did this in another video. I like using like a marbling kind of effect. I need a transparent one, preferably. Or not transparent, but just like, could be like this. We'll see how this looks. This could look nice. Let's see how this looks. Go ahead and I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm also going to flip it horizontally and the other way. Like this. I lied. I'm going to keep it consistent. Just make it bigger. And then put this below everything like that. It looks like a nice pattern. Not a lot of people utilize like patterns like grain and marbling on Canva, which you really should be. This text is definitely going to be some sort of dark gray closer to black. And I might actually let the grain affect it as well. Yeah, kind of like that. I'm going to change the line spacing on this just because I think that would look a bit better. A lot closer. Very cool. Okay. I'm going to make this a little smaller. Like there. I'm going to do that because I think I'm going to actually switch from right align to center align so I can incorporate that second line of text. So your new favorite hoodie. Very cool. And then again, when you're making an ad, just try not to, if you have two lines of text side by side, or I guess in this case, underneath each other, one underneath the other, try not to repeat this naked, no pill style. So like this, to a lot of people, probably looks decent, right? But we can make this better by, for the second smaller line of text, utilizing a pill shape like this. Again, just get a nice nice size for it, like right here, and then just duplicating it. Honestly, just make the color good before we duplicate it. And for the color, we'll just do like a really dark. It's fine. And then we'll do this, and maybe we'll have to change the positioning of those soon. But we almost nailed it first try. Wow. Let's go ahead and group these together, and then we could change it. This is pretty good. We can do this. I love doing this mirror trick. So we're going to actually make all of these pills the exact same color as the text. Like, where's the exact color? Here. And let me show you guys how to make it look really nice every single time without fail. If you're ever doing like a box or a button or anything, you make the box the same color as the text above it. And then you make the text inside like a really light, like this. And it gives it this like hole in wall effect. It's really cool. We could even maybe make the grain affect it, which I think we have to do for all lines of text. Yeah, like, let's move all these down. Like here. Really cool. Then you zoom out a bit and bang, check that out. That is a really nice looking ad. So with minimal effort, we have made this ad into these two. And if you don't think these two look good, man, I got news for you. And then, of course, we took this ad here and we turned it with very minimal effort, again, into this using basic graphic fundamentals. So I will leave you guys with this. Remember the Porsche cup method. Remember the candle method. Even top, bottom, left, right. Porsche cup. It's purposefully on the center. Just make everything anchored around the visual. Like any product around you at any given time. Everything is even. Every product in your life is even on purpose, and it subconsciously satisfies your brain. It really does. Do the same in your creatives. I promise you, it'll make a difference. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your night. Peace.